Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Tri Tailtuner. Um, got some interesting things going on. Stay tuned. Well, I think this stuff is just about dry. I'm not sure, there might be a bit of wiggle to it if I try hard, but I'm not going to try hard. I don't think it's going to fall off if I try to put the screws in, so. Now I'm back to I have no light. Where's the hole on this side? Oh, slightly inboard. I get it. It looks like the hole spacing on this pickup is ever so slightly wider than the old pickup. Well, nothing's really going right here, is it? Okay, fine. Screws was old tech anyway. Don't need light. Cap come off. Yeah, there's the cap. And it's flowing. And I got a smooth clean surface and a smooth clean surface, so this should work pretty well. Right about there. Now we wait again. So I've been thinking about how to do the wiring. Not really so much the circuit, but the details. What to hook up to what at what end and stuff. For like a custom wire harness, really, it looks like the best way to get a good fit is to just kind of like build it as you go. I mean, I could take, measurements and all, but I might be off, and then I got to take it all apart and put on more wire or take out wire or whatever. So yeah, building it as you go seems like the best way, especially on a one-off. And then for the splices, I'm going to have some places where 3 wires come together. And for the sake of neatness, it'd be nice if I could have like 2 coming from this direction, like a ground for the bridge, a ground for the pickup. This guy actually, and then have a ground wire heading off to the jack at this end, coming out the other direction from the splice. But the thing about the heat shrink tubing is, like if I did this with a Union Pacific splice to another piece of shielded cable, I've only got about that much room to put heat shrink tubing on it in order to cover all this stuff up. So it's kind of, if you leave as much of the stuff insulated as possible, I mean, see, like this already has an inch of unshielded positive wire coming out of this pickup, and that's the way it came from the factory. So if you leave as much shielded as possible, you're only left with a little bit, and you can pull off a pigtail with the shrink wrap around it, heat shrink. But for the Union Pacific inline type splices, you really need more room to slide this stuff back. And unfortunately, I don't think I've got anything big enough to go around at all. So, and then the other thing I was thinking about was on these hooks for the wire retainer pins. For neatness sake, it'd be nice if they all go towards the back or facing towards the bottom of the guitar. But from a functionality point of view, for example, maybe one here and one here. And since it's going to be going that way, you probably want them to be on this side, which means that they'd go that way and wouldn't be towards the bottom, it'd be towards the top, and this one would be towards the top and not the bottom. But it would work better as a retainer, because that way the wire would be pulling against the pin and not trying to pull out from under the head. So these are the things that I've been mulling over while I waited for that to dry. And yeah, it looks like all this is dry enough, or else that would have fallen off when I put it up in the little stand here. This is a stand I made for holding a guitar on its side when you want to work on it. Like now I'm going to be plumbing some line down the side here until I get below the leg bar, and then I can jump around the back. And the stand here is made big enough to take like a full-size acoustic guitar in it, and you just put it in blocks of wood for thinner guitars, and it works just fine. It's, you know, nice and stable. So, but anyway, yeah. So all I really need to do is figure out where I want the pins, by and large. And normally what I do is I just kind of go like one at a time and everything. I think this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out the holes and like lay out where all my pins are going to go first, and then start installing them. Should be plenty deep enough. Alright, so first one's going to go there, hold it like that, and it's got to come around the side to about here. Or, yeah, What about there? There's a bar hole. Go back a little bit just to be safe. Yeah, that should be good enough. And then it'll loop around to the back. You flip the guitar over. Okay, so we're coming down here and hooking around one there, and then hooking around one here, and then we're coming over the back. And then we want to hook around one there, and then come around down this edge all the way to a jack. Where's my drill? Where's my drill? Alright, so we're going to hook around down there, and then we got one there, then we want another one like about here. How deep is that? That's pretty deep, actually. Yeah, that's plenty deep. Okay. And we're going to come around, so we'll probably need one about here. About here. And let's see, jack will be about there, so maybe one more about here. And that'll probably do it for that. Where's the jack? So here's our jack. Make sure I'm doing this right. Yep. So on the right side of the guitar, near the bottom, which seems to be the ideal location for a jack. So now, do I want to go this way with a chance to split, or I could go this way, which reduces the chance to split. Also makes the cord stick out the front, which is, it's not bad. This way is better, really. Alright, we'll go this way. I can always flood it with CA glue or something. Alright, that's all my little holes marked out. And it looks like on these holes for the jack plate that next size up from this is going to be the same size as the screw threads, despite the fact that this is, you know, bigger than a tuner screw or bigger than a pin. So those holes should theoretically be good to go. Maybe I'll hit them with wax. No, wax is supposed to protect screws, not cracking wood. If it cracks, I guess, huh? Get in there. So one of the cool things about these retainer pins is that they're reusable. Yeah, you can just bend them right back into shape again and reuse them, no problem. Because they don't really break. They're brass, they're rather ductile, bend nicely. Yeah, I was able to rebend most of them, and just a couple of them got kind of mangled up here. So I'm not going to be using those. I've got plenty more, but technically this is a mod or an upgrade and not a new build, so I should reuse existing parts where I can. So it's going to be a little tricky because I got to make sure that I get the bridge ground wire here into the wire loom, but the bridge itself is a floating bridge, so I was thinking maybe taping it in place or something, but I'm going to have this guy's going to go under one pin, and then this second pinhole will probably hold both of these. And once I figured out where this is going to go, then I can do that kind of a thing and get the bridge out of the way once this is secured at this pin. And then I can continue to plumb it on down this direction, and these guys are all going to join up, and then another, I don't know, inch and a half, or 30 centimeters, 33 centimeters worth of shielded cabling bring me down here to the jack. Come on, you. That's it. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. The camera ran out of memory. So, yeah, I'll finish putting in the pins and stuff for the wiring harness in the next episode. Until then, everybody, have a good one.